Hi everyone, welcome to Sacred Timings with Swati. I'm Swati Kameswar, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the equinox and how to utilize this absolutely beautiful portal to your higher expression, to walk through this portal and step into your higher expression. So let's get started. Here are some key dates. Of course, September 23rd, September 22nd, late in the night, early 23rd is the exact equinox, and the entire weekend is a powerful portal. And cosmic energy has been building up towards this equinox for the last many months. And I'm personally feeling this as one of the most powerful equinoxes yet. You might be also feeling that a lot of your body adjusting to a lot of that physical energy that is coming through. And this portal, this equinox portal, sets off a very tangible new beginning that continues to gain momentum over the rest of this year. And even in the next few months, as we build up to, we have the eclipse coming up in less than a month, and then we have the corresponding eclipses in April. So, this portal this weekend is a very clear doorway, and utilizing, consciously participating in co creating your reality is really key rather than just passively waiting for things to change externally. So here I've listed some key dates, and I will be creating another video on the eclipse tunnel of transformation. So let's get started. Now, today I wanted to talk a little bit about balance because that's what the equinox energy is all about, with the position of the sun on the equator and how that creates that balance of day and night. But this concept of balance, we can really take it for granted and not pay attention to it. So, this concept of balance has always been important to me personally. And when I was in engineering school, I was never the one to do night outs. A lot of my friends would stay up late at night to complete their projects, and I had to have boundaries between schoolwork and rest. Otherwise, my body would very clearly complain about it. And so I learned to adjust my work and utilize my time in an efficient way so that I could have that balance. But of course, over time, that balance got distorted. Starting a new job that was pretty stressful and it had very specific deadlines, that played a role. And then picking up the false belief that I had to work. I was feeling obligated to work even when I didn't want to. So I experienced burnout and this steering away from balance many times during the early days of my career. But thankfully, that was decades ago, and I learned to identify signs of burnout way before it became a problem. And I learned to self correct as well. And then when my children were born, that balance was tested again, big time. So, but especially over the past 8 years, I've reached a place where balance comes very naturally. And my personal self care practices are very strong. I absolutely honor and respect their space in my life, and that greatly aids to having balance come in more like in a seamless way rather than trying to strive for it. But I've come to realize that means way more than simply work life balance or even self care. And it has really meant wholeness and honoring the different needs within me, honoring the different voices within me. And so here are four aspects that I would like to talk about. And as I read these out, and as you see these on the slide, tune into how these energies play out in your own life and where you might need to tweak things so that you can experience balance. Now, this weekend is a powerful portal to make positive changes. So, spending some time on this can really it can really pay huge dividends going forward. So, the first one is the balance of the feminine and masculine energies within. Really listening to our deepest desires and also being able to activate our life force energy to create a path for those deepest desires. That balance of the feminine values and desires and the masculine energy of being able to take action and activate your own life force, act on your own behalf to create that. I found that now I'm able to seamlessly move between these two states. And my Venus in Pisces, which is that feminine aspect, and the Mars in Capricorn, which is that masculine aspect, they're able to communicate with each other with honor and respect. And I remember in the early days where that balance was really hard. It was more moving towards the Mars aspect rather than the Venus, and that can be true for many of us because we are just so focused on doing. Then the second aspect of balance is that between rest and aligned activity. And especially as the solar light levels increase, and my body needs space and time to integrate, I've learned to give rest a big priority in my life, alongside with also taking the right action at the right time. So this is another place where having that balance is really necessary, because one of the key things that is changing during this beautiful ascension process is our body's capacity to handle more light. And so naturally, it will need more rest to be able to integrate that light. Then the third aspect of balance is that about putting life force energy for my own growth, or maybe for your own growth, and holding space for the other people in your life. So you may have loved ones, you may have responsibilities, but in addition to taking care of all of that, also putting life force energy towards your own self growth and your own development. And this has been the biggest balancing act for me personally. As a mother of two young children and playing many other roles in my life, it would have been just so easy to ignore my desire for authenticity, my deep longing for living an authentic life. And I could have easily just left it to, after I retire. And thankfully, the strong Aquarius energy within me is always pushing me towards sovereignty and freedom of my own expression. So I have learned to put time and space and effort towards developing my own self. I find it equally important to honor my own voice alongside also holding the field of highest possibilities for my loved ones and for the ones the ones that I connect with on a daily basis. And finally, the fourth aspect of balance is that between creative flow and specific linear action. So it's that left brain, right brain, rather right brain, left brain balance. This is another balancing act. It can be very easy to fall into one or the other. So, for example, if you're in creative flow, it may seem like it's difficult to come out of it. And when you're in linear activity, it can be just so easy to keep going. But I know that I function best when I have this balance between both. And this actually has been in my own natal chart. I see this as a beautiful synergy between my Moon in Gemini and my Mars in Capricorn. And these are both very different energies, but they're now working together in harmony. And there is a sort of a respect for that creative flow, that creative expression, as well as the ability to take grounded, practical action in my life. So this September equinox, ask yourself, where do you need balance in your life? First of all, what is your idea of balance? And then where do you need to honor the parts of you that are not being heard? And finally, what is calling out for wholeness in your life? All right. So now I wanted to talk about five specific ways to invoke the potential of this time in a powerful way. And the first one, and the basically the equinox portal is bringing in so much light, so much of higher consciousness, access to higher consciousness is there during this time, not just through the sun, but also through Gaia. And we can utilize this portal to tap into our higher expression and to gain insight on what specific actions and steps we need to take to move into the next level of our expression. And the very first practice I have is to go for the goal. Basically, that means to connect to the golden light within the center of Gaia and also the center of the sun to activate the golden light within our own heart. So that stargate portal of our heart, connecting it to the sun as well as the earth. And a lot of energetic vibration and support emanates from both of these beautiful beings. And spending time in meditation with them, particularly this weekend, being out in nature, um, can really support us in a strong way. And it's not just this weekend, but if making this a daily habit, like connecting with the sun and the earth, making that a daily habit to stay in sync with Gaia's vibration that continues to rise in pretty big ways. So connect with Gaia barefoot, especially during the times when there are geomagnetic storms or solar flares, because those are providing more information. And as we connect to these two beings during those times, it drops the veils, it drops the illusion. It allows us to drop any kind of structures or facade that we may have put up ourselves, and it allows us to see things more clearly. And so that can give you really big insights on what is your heart and what is your soul calling out for now. The second practice, which I find personally is absolutely non negotiable, is to amplify stillness. Prioritize activities in your life that allow you to go into that still state. There's no shortage of external diversions and distractions, and it seems like it's only increasing. And it's imperative to be able to get back into balance very quickly, no matter what's going on in the external world. So, making it a priority to find those pockets of time during the day to neutralize all the chaos and the drama, to drop into your heart and be still and listen to what your soul is guiding you towards. I find that this is very much like a moment to moment practice, meaning that the more you can be aware of when you need to go to stillness and be able to drop into that quickly, the more it helps. And regular practices to neutralize the noise can help bypass all the busyness and the chaos of the external world. And then the third really important practice for, or third important point we want to take note of during this equinox window is to honor who you are becoming. And that means um, being in tune with what has changed for you, being open to trying out different things, particularly in this week and in the coming weeks as we approach the eclipse window. Deliberately changing habits to experience something new, to give yourself that experience, and committing to expand what is true for you now rather than what was true for you even a month ago or years ago. And no matter how much it's veering away from who you have been, there might be parts of you that are awakening, and trying out new things can really help to figure out what is that. The energy, this equinox energy and an upcoming eclipse is really helping us to move into our highest expression. But it takes courage to evaluate honestly what is not working in your life anymore, what is not aligned, and to be able to move into a higher octave. So, consciously trying out things outside of your personal comfort zone can really help you to come out of that comfort zone and to bring awareness to new paths that are opening up. Because as the facade drops away, as the increased solar light brings down all those illusions that have built up for a long time, it will give you awareness of new paths opening up. All right. The next thing we want to be uh, aware of during this equinox window is the power of practice and committing to, especially if you've been feeling scattered lately, if you've been feeling the chaos of the external world, picking one or two practices that you commit to doing every day for a few weeks or at least a week that can help you to anchor yourself in your own intention rather than being thrown by the external. So, this time that is put into practice helps like an anchor. It helps you to stay grounded and refocus your intention for your day, for your life. And it also helps you to serve the waves of intensity that are coming in more frequently these days. And just one or two simple things can allow you to refocus on your inner world rather than getting pulled by the external. The other thing I want to mention is that it's really important going ahead, if you've not already been doing so, is to prepare your body to handle big energy. And it's not just this equinox and it's not just all the solar light that has been increasing, but also the eclipse portal that's coming up. That eclipses always bring in big energy because they are trying to close chapters in a very clear way. Uh, but also over the next coming months, when we have Jupiter and Uranus, uh, those will start playing out in this beautiful dynamic, which results in April of next year, we're going to be experiencing the exact conjunction of Jupiter and Uranus, and that is very big energy. So, helping your body adapt to this new big energy is important. Otherwise, the body is going to just find it harder to integrate it, and that's where we start to get aches and pains. We get into our default habits, which may not be healthy, and then that really puts a damper on what steps you want to take for your higher expression. And finally, this weekend, is the ideal time to put energy towards activities that light up your heart and avoid waiting for external change to happen or the perfect moment to take action. I feel like literally every moment is ideal for taking action towards what lights your heart up. So the moment is now to move towards your heart's path, and one of the ways you can do that is by, again, by all these practices that I've just mentioned, going into the stillness, connecting with the earth and the sun, really tuning into what is the next step for you, what's calling out for wholeness. All of these things can help with giving you clarity on what action to take. And if you're interested in going on an epic journey to know yourself better, to find wholeness within, and to really embody your superpowers and your unique skills and gifts, I invite you to Power of Balance. This is my signature coaching program. It's a unique, groundbreaking program that facilitates deep transformation as well as soul alignment, and it helps you to set up the next phase of your life for joyful success. So, this program is ideal for you if you're looking to activate creative expression, if you um, want to tap into your creative side through writing, painting, and or if you've been a closet creative, you want to activate self-expression and you've not been able to find the time to do so. It's This program is great for activating soul purpose because you get to know your soul purpose through your natal chart in such an intimate way. If you know that you have sacred work to do in this world and you would like to, you're in a space in your life to explore that and you want to discover what is the role for your soul, this program can really help you with that. Power balance is also ideal for folks going through challenging transits like Pluto, Chiron, Saturn, Neptune. And if you want to navigate these transitional times, if you are recognizing that these transits are a key time in your life to move through intentionally, we go through a lot of that in this program where even though you're going through deep inner change, you have the tools to move ahead into the next phase of your life consciously and intentionally. If you want to uplevel communication, if you want to uplevel your relationships, whether it's with your children, spouse, loved ones, colleagues, or other relationships, if you want to learn how to communicate verbally and express creatively and really clean up. So there is a sense of purification of the self that we go through in this program, and that can really uplevel all the relationships in your life where you are truly embodying your own personal power. The facade drops away, what is false to you drops away, and that allows you to stand in your sovereignty. And eventually, that results in harmony in your relationships and in your life. If you want to experience aliveness and purpose in your life, if you're feeling burnt out currently and you're ready for a new chapter and you want to move intentionally into the next phase of your life, this program is ideal for that. If you're ready to stand out, maybe you're a visionary entrepreneur who wants to stand in your uniqueness boldly and you're ready to stop feeling invisible. If you're an introvert who has a lot to say, this program is absolutely ideal for that because you start to embody your own natal chart, which is your own. It's in your natal chart is encoded with your soul's purpose and your strengths and your gifts. And this program is such a unique program that works with a natal chart in a very different way than you might have been used to. Ultimately, all of this helps you to experience freedom. You experience freedom from old stories, from old sabotaging patterns, from your old identity. If you're ready to move into a new identity, if you're ready to move beyond patterns of inner critic, self doubt, judgment, fear, control, this program can really help you cross that bridge in a practical, grounded, joyful way. And finally, this program helps you to embody your presence as a leader. If you're a coach, leader, healer, teacher, anyone who's helping others to reach their highest potential, then this program helps you to reach your own potential because it connects you so deeply with the energy of your natal chart in an embodied way that that vibration naturally flows out through you into your work. And we learn to curate our life with intention through this program. So, if all of these things are calling out to you, then I invite you to a complimentary call to explore Power of Balance. And the link for doing that is activateyourtruthandpower.com/links. And Power of Balance is right at the top of it. So here I've shared some feedback from some of my beloved clients who've been through this program. And if this calls to you, I look forward to connecting with you on the complimentary call. And that brings us to the end of this video. And I'm wishing you absolutely ease and grace and joy as you walk through this beautiful equinox portal. Thank you. Bye.